Hello, everybody. Gonna wait to see if anybody comes on. My nose is itching tonight. I don't know. I think that's a fight. Why not? Goodness. I am. I can't believe how late it is. It's really, really late. Hi, whoever got here first. I find it hard to get on at 10 o'clock now because at 10 o'clock is when Poshmark has its final party of the night. So I do some sharing first. I try to do it as quickly as possible. Hi, Myra. How are you? Yeah, I see a few people have made it in. It is the end of another weekend. I can't believe it. The weeks are just flying by. They really are. I mean, in a minute, the summer is going to be half over. It's hard to believe. I don't know how the weather has been in your neck of the woods, but hi, how are you, Susan? It has been really hot here the last few days, certainly normal for this time of year. And I've had an interesting several days. I got to see my boys twice, and that was a gift. It was wonderful. It really was. Hot and dry. Yeah, good. Um, yeah, I was talking to the boys. Oh, hi, Lauren. How are you? I know the blackout in Manhattan, that was really scary. My nephew works for the New York Times now. He's a reporter for the New York Times. So he actually had to report on it. And he had some pictures that he put up on Instagram showing it, and certainly the things that one has to do when suddenly one is left with no lights, no traffic lights. How do you cross streets? How do you do anything? As he said, cash is king because all the electric or electronic stuff doesn't work. Well, the battery operated stuff does work. People trapped in elevators, I know that always bothers me tremendously when they have something like that, because being claustrophobic, I know that would drive me crazy. So I feel for the people who are stuck in the elevators at a time like that. So I don't know how long it lasted, but yeah, my nephew Neil was right there on the scene. And as I say, he got some pictures. He's a great photographer. Oh, hi, Ange. I'm glad you made it. So when I saw the boys, I saw them twice. The first night, I had gone to get them at their other grandmother's house, and we wound up playing games. I love to play games with them. I really do. It's a lot of fun. And we played for quite a while. Yeah, you're right, Myra. They probably didn't know why they were stuck. Yeah, unless anybody could get word to them, or unless they got a signal on a cell phone and got the news that way. So things are a little bit different in that regard now than they used to be. But the I was having this conversation with the kids the other night, and I said, I'm going to be selling my house. And I said, hi, Patty. Oh, good. I'm glad you got it. Yeah, you usually can count on me these 2 nights a week. And actually, I do want to talk a little bit about it. I'll wait a few more minutes till a few more people get on so we can kind of chat about that. But I said to my nephews, I said, what do you think? I mean, I said, do you think there's any sense at all in my considering moving out to Arizona to be near you guys? And Dylan said to me, well, he said, it might be a good idea if you can adjust to the heat. So it cracked me up because I know it's hotter than bloody blazes in the summer. And I know everybody says it's a dry heat, but I mean, 112 or 115 degrees. If you can fry an egg on the sidewalk, it's hot. So that was kind of a fun conversation. Then I got to see them again at a barbecue at their aunt's house, and that was nice for me. because I got to see the rest of the family as well. And I've really missed them because they were my family for a long time, for over 20 years. And I've missed them a lot. So it was nice seeing them. It was nice getting over there. The problem was the second time I went, I was invited to the barbecue at their Aunt Jess's house. But I got there. Where did I go? Am I not here? Or is that referring to something else? So, I mean, I had to drive to Long Beach and I wanted to kick myself. I made a video. I'm in the process of editing it, so it will go up, but I did not I didn't video it on my way to Long Beach, which I should have. I videoed my trip back, and I also had to laugh. I wanted to get a picture of Zach. Zach is the older one, and Zach, he's at the stage of his life now where trying to entertain the older generation to him is probably not the most exciting thing on his agenda these days. Next month, he's going off to college, and he's got a lot of exciting things to look forward to. And, so this is, I'm sure not the most thrilling thing for him to be sitting around with all these people who are either too old or too young and nobody for him to really talk to. So he fell asleep. So I got a picture of him stretched out on the sofa with his grandfather, who was also a little bit stretched out. Apparently, they had gone to, I don't know if I have a picture of that, they had gone to Yankee Stadium the day before. And I had heard this before from other people. Yankee Stadium is crazy, crazy expensive. Let me just see if I can find. Yeah, this is an interesting picture because it is the boys. The part of the picture on this side was the boys now going to Yankee Stadium, and this one was in 2013. So there still was that huge height difference, but you can see how young Zach looked and now how mature he looks. Zach is my gentle giant. He's 6'1", and I feel like I'm stretching up to him. So it's really interesting. But again, it was so great getting to spend the time with them. I really would love to be closer to them so I could see them more often. That would be nice. Don't know if that's going to be part of the future. I have no way of knowing where I'm going to wind up, but it would just be nice. I recognize also that even if I am near them, it would be for a finite period of time. But then again, my time is finite at this point. So that might not be too, yeah. And I have to tell you, I have been going out a lot and I've been enjoying it. It's been really nice. It's been relaxing. It's been a chance to be, in quotes, a normal person and have a normal kind of aspect of my life at this moment, and that's nice. But I'm tired. I'm really tired. I went to the barbecue. Was that yesterday? It was only yesterday. I went to the barbecue and then I had a date, so I had to come racing home. I couldn't even stay long enough to eat the food at the barbecue. And I hadn't had lunch before I left, so I was really, really hungry. No, the pool party is on Tuesday. The pool party is going to be Tuesday. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm hoping it's wonderful. It's a wonderful place. And he said to me that that they're going to have a lot of food and really good food. And I thought that's terrific. So I'm sure that I will enjoy that. I'm hoping that I don't have to stand the whole time. I'm hoping they have seats around the pool. I imagine they should. And he told me to bring a bathing suit in case I feel like going in the pool. He can't go in the pool. David was not with the kids, unfortunately. David is in California. My daughter-in-law was there and her family. So her mother, her sister, a very close friend of her sister's that I've known since they were kids. I mean, I've known the family for over 25 years. It's more than 25 years. I think it's got to be 27 or 28 years at this point. So, because they were seeing each other for a while, and it's hard to believe. I mean, you know, it's very, I'm not good at goodbyes. I'm really not. I'm much better at hellos. So I, I just enjoyed it a lot. And my date last night was very pleasant. I really enjoyed it. We were supposed to go to the movies, and he had told me to pick out a movie. I haven't been to the movies in years. I had no clue what to pick out. So I looked at some local movies, and there was something called Late Night, and it got some good reviews with Emma Thompson, and I forgot who else was in it. So I said, let's go to that one. As it turns out, we didn't go to the movies at all because he got stuck in traffic a little bit. There was an accident. And by the time he got here and by the time we had dinner, it would have been too rushed to try to race out of the restaurant and into the movie theater. So it worked out just fine. So maybe we'll go to a movie next time. We'll see. And the evening was very pleasant anyway. And by the time I got home, I was really, really tired. So I am looking forward to hopefully a decent night's sleep tonight. And I don't have anything scheduled. How long was it? I don't know, maybe 4 hours, something like that. I'm thinking 3.5, 4 hours. But don't forget, I had the whole afternoon thing as well. So it was a long day for me. And I'm not used to it, so I have to get back in the groove. I do have plans for Wednesday night. And yeah, so I'm kind of letting it happen naturally as it happens and just enjoying the process. Which one was it? This was the one who's been very nice. I'm trying to think, what do I call him? Paul? Did I call him Paul? Not the older gentleman, and not the other one. The other one, I think both of us probably felt that we were not ideally suited to each other. So I think it's probably just the two at this point. And I have actually heard from a couple of other people, one of whom I spoke to tonight, Paul, Brian, Tom, right? So Paul and Tom, still for now. Although I'm enjoying my time. Yeah, I'm enjoying my time with Paul because it's very natural. It's just very easy and very natural, and I almost feel like I know him for a very long time. So it's comfortable. Again, I don't know where any of this is leading. It doesn't matter. I'm enjoying it for what it is, and whatever it turns out to be is good. I am enjoying the process. And I don't know if Melissa's around tonight, but I really, if she is, I want to know how she's doing with the guy that she had met, because it sounded like such an upbeat and positive thing for her. So I'm hoping that that's a good thing as well. And I'm finding it interesting on a couple of levels. And I think one of them is there's no question that for me, and I can only speak for me, as you get older, I think you just can tell much faster whether you're comfortable with somebody or you're not comfortable with them. And, time is short at this stage of life. So I think, if it's not a comfortable relationship and you're looking for some kind of relationship rather than a friendship, then it's okay to let go. But I wouldn't mind being friends with some of these people. I really wouldn't, because I like them on that level, and I think that would be fine. But it's going to play out however it plays out, and I am perfectly good with that at this point. Wanted to talk to you about, I'm thinking that we should change this setup just a little bit, and I think that we should try to have a topic for each one of these conversations. We'll still talk about what's going on and what the latest is, but I think it would be nice for all of us if we had a topic. You know, the topic could be old movies, the topic can be books, the topic can be things that made you laugh when you were young, silly things that happened to you, things from your life up to this point, silly stories, what's the stupidest thing you ever did, or anybody ever did in your presence, anything that you come up with or that we all come up with. So I think it's the kind of thing that we can probably throw some ideas out in the Facebook group and come up with a topic for each time, because I think we'll have a whole lot more interaction. And I really want you people, I think I want you people involved. So don't want to talk about that yet, Lauren. Perhaps down the road a piece, but not yet. So I think that might be fun. Does anybody think it would be? Because I feel as if, are you all? I don't know if I'm just not seeing the chat or if there's nobody chatting. I don't think there's a lot of chat going on. So because I really want you more involved the way it used to be, I think it might be something nice for us to do to kind of gear it a little bit. You're away next Friday? Oh, good for you. Where are you going? That's wonderful. I'm happy for you that you're getting away. And how are you feeling? I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're doing well. You know, it's funny. Your brother-in-law, oh, that's nice. Is he near you or a distance away? We were talking again the other day. You're up and down. Yeah, I actually feel much the same way myself. There are days when I'm doing okay. It's a 6-hour drive. That's a long ride. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be that way. I think when you've gone through a lot physically, medically, that it's just not a straight road. Oh, we'll still do the spontaneous stuff, but I just thought if we had some kind of focus, it would be good too. Hi, Sandy. Oh, really? Oh, that's bad. Yeah, that's really hard. Yeah. Actually, the guy that I am going out with, he doesn't have that, but he just had cataract surgery on both eyes. So even if I go into the pool on Tuesday, he's not going to be able to. That is very scary. It really is. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think you all need to tell me what's been going on with you. What's anything exciting in anybody's life or anything meaningful going on that we should talk about? No? I thought they were there already, Sandy. Oh, wow. You've joined the blood pressure medication club? No, this one is not younger, Myra. He's older than I am. One of them was younger, one of them is older than I am, and the other one was considerably older than I am. And the one that I spoke to tonight is a little younger than I am. Um, yeah. So that's it. I don't think it makes an appreciable difference at this stage of life unless it's a big age difference. I really don't. I had to laugh. The guy that I was talking to tonight, he said he wanted to meet me. We talked for quite a while, and he said he wanted to meet me. And I said, well, I just want to make it clear to you, because I believe in being honest, that I am going through a tough time right now financially. And I told him what I had gone through. And, oh, it has gotten interesting, has it not? Well, I'm glad that on some levels, because the interesting part of it that I don't like is not fun. So having something to give me a little, it's like a steam valve. Oh, oh. um, so, so he said to me, he wanted to meet me, and he said, let's go out to eat. And I said, well, I'm fine with that. I said, but I just want you to know up front that I can't, at this moment in time, contribute. So if you're okay with that, then I would love to meet you. And yeah, let's do that. So he said, at that point, he said to me, he didn't hesitate. He definitely wanted to meet me, but he said, do you give hugs and kisses? I said, not in payment for food, I don't. I did go to Long Beach. I did. Yeah, and it was really wonderful because my daughter-in-law's sister lives there, and they had a barbecue. So I did a little bit of a vlog in the car on the way back. Yeah. So, I mean, listen, we don't have to be the spiffiest of dressers. I think I think we all need to do whatever it is that makes us comfortable. I think you reach a certain stage in life and you're entitled. You're totally, yeah, yeah. They have a lot to do there. There's no question about it. I was really lucky. Well, I went later in the day. If I had gone earlier, I'm sure the traffic would have been horrific. But I didn't leave. Probably left my house a little after 2. So by the time I drove to Long Beach, it wasn't bad. Driving back, I had quite a bit of traffic. Getting onto the Loop Parkway was a problem for me. That took time, and it almost made me late for my date. So I was glad that I left when I did. But it was lovely being in Long Beach. And I did something really foolish when I was driving. I had the camera facing me as I was talking, and I won't do that again when I'm in the car. I'll face you out to the road so you can see what I'm seeing, because for the people who don't know the area, I thought it might be interesting to see what it looks like. It's a summer town, it's a beach town. It has a very wide thoroughfare. To give you an idea of how big this thoroughfare is, it's 3 lanes of traffic in each direction. There is a parking lane in each direction, and in the middle, between the traffic in one direction and the other, is a very wide area with 2 sides of angled parking. It's huge. But it's interesting also to see the shops and everything along there, because each town has its own flavor. And then as I drove back toward the Loop Parkway, which is what takes me back to my area, I'm going over the water at that point. There's a bridge there. But before I got to it, they have the marinas, they have some beach clubs over there. Oh, really? Really? Oh my, do you know when it's going to be on? How did she manage to get, I know she likes to do the ones for people who have losses like that. But if you know when it's on, let us know, Sandy, because I would definitely watch it. It's not a highway. It's when you get into the town, it's just this very wide thoroughfare. He came through. Oh, it was a group. Oh, that's wonderful that he came through. That must have given her some sense of peace. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that for her. Once again, though, Sandy, don't forget to let us know when it's going to be on, because I would definitely watch that. I've seen other shows. I really haven't watched her in a long time. I used to watch her religiously, but I haven't watched her in a long time. I think since she and Larry split up. I used to love Larry. Oh, it was. Oh, okay. So, yeah. Because I don't know how much of her time she spends in New York these days. I think she travels a lot. And yeah, I think she's off to different parts of the country. Have you ever seen, what's that guy's name? Is it Taylor something? You saw her in Kentucky? What is that guy's name? The one who is the Hollywood medium? I have in the past, I think it was TLC is the station she was on, but come to think of it, if it hasn't been already, that guy who is the Hollywood, it is TLC, the guy who's the Hollywood medium is going to be at the Westbury, it's not called the Westbury, the Sony Theater or whatever it's called these days, to go and to seems to really, really get a lot of information. Swell. There's absolutely nothing here that's giving me any indication. Oh, hi, how are you, Wanda? John Edward, not John Edward. John Edward is the one from here. This guy, I think he's from California. He's that very young guy. Oh, you don't? Okay. I'm buffering there too. Tyler Henry, that's it. Exactly. Yes. And he is, Tyler Henry? He seems to be genuine, and he seems to really, really get good information. I would love to get some information myself. I have read most of John Edwards' books also. Very young looking. He's a kid. I'm not buffering there. I don't know, because again, when I used to buffer, typically I would get a reaction here that I could see that something was happening, but nothing's happening at my end. So whatever is going on is only out there. It stopped. I stopped. Or what stopped? I hope it hasn't. You have to let me know if I'm still on and if it's still working. Oh, the buffering stopped. Oh, okay, good. Okay, so yeah, I would love to see him. And as I say, if it hasn't been already, it was right around this time that he was going to be at that theater, and I would have loved to go. Now that would have made for a very interesting date. But then again, maybe one of the guys who has been widowed would have heard from his wife, which I guess would have been a really good thing. It really would. It's interesting to hear people's stories because we all have. Are they spiritual? I don't know. I don't know yet. I really can't tell. I think, oh, did you? Tyler Henry has a TV show. Yeah, and I watch it. They have it on here on Bravo late at night, very late at night, and I don't fall asleep well. So I very often have his show on, and they'll run the shows back to back, maybe 3 or 4 episodes together. I mean, he's so young, I don't even know whether he drives at all, but he doesn't drive himself to appointments. His mother drives him or somebody who works with him. Uh-huh. And both were true? Yeah, I mean, I had seen a couple who were really wonderful. Each one of them told me, though, that I should be doing what they're doing. So, yeah. But there are some things that I would love to know. Oh, funny. Yeah. Yeah, it is amazing. It really is, because I feel as if time is something that we experience in a certain way here on Earth. Oh, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry about that. Oh my, I usually sneeze 3 times. Um, Thank you. I feel as if time is something we experience in a certain way, but I feel as if things exist. The milkman would be involved only on the Lucille Ball show, as far as I know. But I feel as if the future already exists on some level, so that's how we can tune into it. Otherwise, you couldn't tune into it, but it's amazing. I don't want to know my future, certainly medically, because I'd be afraid to know the answer to that, though I pray that it will be good. One that I spoke to on the phone did. I don't want to talk politics. I don't want to talk politics, and I don't want to talk religion, because they're two hot topics, and I don't see the need to get into that. Um, yeah, so I know Linda always said that any guy that she would consider going out with had to feel the way she feels politically, which I don't get. Because I said to her, I mean, couples who have been married and lived together for years and years, how do you avoid it? Very easy. Don't forget, when you first meet somebody, you are talking about so many things. I have, Marla. I actually have. I had a very nice time last night. And I mean, in the beginning, it was nice with all of them, but it quickly gets to a point where you kind of feel a direction that's comfortable for you. But yes, I did. It very pleasant, very relaxing. Yeah, and I really don't, Sandy. I prefer not to. I think, I mean, it's something, if you want to talk about it later, that's fine. Although, come to think of it, the guy that I spoke to tonight did tell me that he hates the governor and the mayor of New York City. So, yeah, he did mention that. I knew him for about a minute and a half when he started talking about it, but he's the only one, and I didn't encourage it. I didn't I didn't walk into it. It's not my preference. I don't want to get into anything controversial as a start to anything. I don't think it's a great idea. So there are so many other things to talk about. When you first meet somebody, you kind of have a whole life to catch up on. It doesn't define a person. You're talking about their political or religious stance. I feel that, no, I feel that for politics, everybody has a right to their opinion. Yes. Yeah. And that's really funny that you should say that, Lauren, because you and Linda are very much alike that way. And for me, I don't feel that way at all. I feel that everybody has a right to their feelings and their impressions of things. We all relate to things differently. And, every input into our lives up until this moment in time, that would be any moment in time, governs how you will react to something. And I think that's what it's about. Yeah. Yeah. No, I have no issue with it whatsoever. I'm not, I don't live in the political arena. I deal with it my own way, with my own feelings about it, but it's not where I live. Yeah. I mean, but isn't that why we have so much strife in the world? Because people don't leave room for other people to have different views, and we're not all that tolerant as a human race of people with opposing views or opposing stands in life. And again, for me, it's definitely, it's not a defining fact. If somebody was pedantic about it, I mean, if they really, exactly. You are lucky. Yeah, I think again, and people can change their point of view. Yeah. And you have that right. I mean, clearly it's something really important to you. And for me, as I say, viewpoints change over time based upon whatever. And it just, it's funny because my father always used to say, Sandy, when people would ask him if he was Republican or Democrat, and he would always say, I don't vote the party, I vote the person. And that's what he always did. And he was a thinking man. He listened to what they had to say. And yeah, yeah, it, yeah. I mean, I don't even want to get into any of the discussion about specifics because I think they're polarizing. And for me, I just, I don't want to do it because again, there's no need. Not in this venue. I much prefer to to talk about things that we can relate to, that we're all comfortable talking about. We don't want, I mean, what if people in the group have diametrically opposing points of view? Yeah, exactly. I think you have to keep it light. Yes, I did see she was in the hospital, that she got food poisoning or something, but she told me she was doing better. So I have to assume that that's the case. And I found it very interesting too, because I know a lot of you watch Palm Springs. Cindy also. Linda's good. She's good. Um, Actually, she's doing better. She was feeling very depressed, but she's feeling a little bit better. So happy for her. Um, that was my impression. She didn't say anything, and I would never ask because it's none of my business to ask something that's not offered. But the way she was talking about her move, she said more than once, it's just her. So, yeah, I kind of figured that that was the case. But with it all, I mean, she's trying to see the positive in it. She's looking at a wonderful community where she's going to meet lots of people. She's going to have lots of things to do. She'll be near her sister, and it's brand new. It's going to be a brand new place, and she'll be able to do it her own way and have she'll be fine. She's going to be fine. She's yeah. Yeah, I know. The problem is yeah, it's a little too expensive for me. I was thinking of it also because when I actually went online, I couldn't find the actual. She was talking about. I thought it was Griffin Ranch. I thought that's what she said, And I know she had talked about prices, but she said that was the base price and then it went up. The only way I could do it is if I shared it with somebody. And yeah, that would be doable. But to do it alone, I couldn't swing it at this point. But that might be a really nice compromise because it's on the way toward the kids, but at the same time, it's not all that far from David. So that could have been a nice thing. But I don't know. But I think what I was going to say is Susan and Cindy and I don't know if any others, are in the process of having some major changes in our lives. And I think it can be interesting. And on the other side of it, once you get past the stuff that it takes to get you past it, there could be an element of excitement about it, possibly. So we'll see. Again, I'm not playing mine out because I don't know where it's going and I have no way of knowing. So I'm not going to complain. Right, and Carol too. Yeah, Carol had it. She sort of was the first of the group, and yeah, and now she wound up in a place of her own, and she sounds and she looks so much better. So I'm really happy for her. Sometimes you have to go through the morass to get to the other side. Sometimes you just do. Sometimes life is not going to make it easy for you, but it's, you know, part of the game. It's just part of the game. You dealt a whole deck of cards, and some of those cards are not happy ones. So it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. That would be, if I could have something like that, if I could have something where I could have a share in one way or the other, it would be wonderful on many levels. I mean, I would love it because it would make it easier to do financially, and I would love it because it would be nice to have company as long as it's somebody compatible. She was absolutely blessed to have her kids' support. She had her mother nearby, which was wonderful, and she and her mother have had such a wonderful relationship, even though it's getting harder for her mother now as she ages with some of the memory issues. But yeah, so she is very blessed on that level, you know. And it's funny, I was telling, is there a senior commune? That's what I want. I'm telling you, many, many years ago, Linda talked about wanting to have a commune. She didn't call it that. She said she wanted this main house, and then she wanted these little, I was gonna say outhouses, these little, these little like casitas, if it were in California, these little off houses. And she really wanted a commune. At the time, I thought she was nuts. And now I think she was just ahead of her time. I know, I know. There really are things like that. And I just think that it could be fun because the truth is you could spend time together when you wanted to. I would too. I really would. So you could spend time when you want to, and you could have some alone time when you want to. But I think, what was that? Did I miss something? Oh, where did Patty see them? I know they had one or two somewhere on the East Coast. I don't recall. And there might have been a place in Texas, I'm not sure. But they had an article in the paper about it. They have them in Israel. Yeah. I mean, my food growing days are probably in my past, but not that I necessarily would have been, you know, I was going to say Fanny Farmer, but that's a whole different thing. But I think the concept of it for people either as they are older or if they are alone, there's a lot to be said for it. Israel's a little too far for me too. And I really would not want to be, I would not want to live in Israel because I know a lot of people who have visited there and loved it. But if it's a place where people walk with Uzis, you know, that's not my preference. I would be afraid to go anywhere, get on a bus, do anything. So I don't think so. You did? Yeah, I mean it's I think it's a great, great concept. I really do. It makes sense financially, it makes sense emotionally, certainly, because to have people not feel so isolated. I think one of the most difficult parts of aging, especially, yes, especially as you find yourself alone for whatever reason, it is wonderful to have other people around. Five. Yes, absolutely, Sandy. It would be a huge change. 4 a.m. Aw, goodbye, Ange. Take care and have a wonderful night. Rest of it, anyway. Yes, that's what it seems to be. You have a bedroom and a bath of your own and then common areas. Bye-bye. I hope I get to see you again before you leave, but I might not. So have a great time at your brother-in-law's. Enjoy it. We'll have to catch up when you get back. So, Irene should be off soon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think when it gets to be the moment, it's going to be. I know. She was going to. Was it Franklin? She was going to. Yeah. If you are able-bodied, and if you don't have issues that you can't deal with alone in a strange part of the country where you don't know a lot of people, possibly don't know anybody, then it can be frightening if you have those issues. If you don't, yeah. But yeah, I think she is geared to doing that kind of thing. And I think it's going to be really good for her. I really do. And it's hard. Living on Long Island is hard. It's expensive. It's kind of hard to be here. The longer I'm here, the more I realize how hard it is. So many of the people whose homes I've sold over the years, I'm excited for her too. I think it's wonderful. But I think that so many of the people who have grown up here, you saw something for seniors about finding roommates. If you know anything about where you saw that, let me know, because that would be enormously helpful to me. I would love to know that. Um, yeah, I think lost it again. So it is gone. I'm really I'm tired. I'm running around like I'm younger. I don't know if I will. It was called Silver something. Okay, great. I'll see if I can conjure it up well, pull it up someplace where I can take a look at it, because that would be very, very helpful. Yeah. I think I think there are going to be changes. I know on Long Island, in my area, in Nassau County, they had very, very few 55 and over places. They had assisted living places, that was different. And they had the places where you start out in one section of it and then you move along as you get older and more frail or whatever. and you spend your whole rest of your life there. But I'm talking about the active 55 and over communities, and it went from having very few to having them popping up everywhere now. So it just goes to show there is a huge part of the population that wants to age in place. And if they have viable options, they will. If they don't, then they have to move on. One of the guys that I had spoken to, and I have to call him back actually, he was saying that he lived here and then he moved down to Florida 4 years ago. But he moved to the West Coast, and he was there for 4 years, but he was a caretaker for his mother. No, I mean, my daughter-in-law had said to me that, because I said, does it make any sense for me to consider Arizona? I mean, Zach, I think our time with Zach is over, essentially. I'll see him occasionally. If I lived out there, maybe I would see him for holidays if they were there for the holidays. I think we still have Dylan. I mean, Dylan is going to be 13 in September, so we still have him for a few more years. But the time is finite. It really is. It goes by way too fast. You blink and it is over. So, yeah, does it? Exactly. You couldn't do that. Hi, Denise. Oh, okay. Yeah. I um so what I started to say was, because they have done that with the 55 and over communities, I think they're going to do more and more. Sun City, Arizona. Yeah, I asked about Sun City, Arizona because my cousin had lived there. She bought, I think, when it was new or newer. And I think it was new. But they said, I don't remember how far they said it was from them. I don't remember if they said 60 miles or about half hour, 45 minutes. I don't remember. I just thought if I lived out there, I'd like to be close enough to them to see them on a regular basis, which would be nice. Yeah, if they do more of that, and they are starting it, so obviously it's like in real estate when they test the market. I think they're testing the market for that. It's 30 miles? Okay. Yeah. So I, I mean, I don't know. My a younger grandson seemed to think that the heat in the summer really might be hard for me to deal with. And he said it's very hot. And I mean, my son and daughter-in-law, there's a Sun City in Georgia, in Griffin, Georgia. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Oh God, I kind of have to take it one step at a time and see where I'm going to wind up. But I think if I could possibly get into a situation where there are other people in some kind of similar stage of life, situation, whatever. Exactly. I will go to a financial advisor, Sandy. That's definitely in the, that's part of the package. Sun City is Del Webb, yes. Yeah, I will take a look at that also. And I did see there were a few other Del Webb communities. It's a podunk town. Yeah, that's the thing with some of it, because they're in the middle of nowhere, and that's not exactly what I would think that I'd be looking for. I mean, I've always lived in a very cosmopolitan place, So I'm not sure being in the middle of nowhere is something that I would be comfortable with. But the guy that I was talking to today, I asked him why he came back from Florida. And I will just tell you some of the things he said because they were like, okay, these could be serious things to think about. So bear with me for a minute. What? All my messages? That is so odd. It looks like all my messages from him are gone. I don't want Georgia anything. Uh, that is so strange. Because he had given me all kinds of information about Florida, and he was talking about all kinds of crazy bugs, and he said he was chewed up alive. They're building an over 55 there, 2 stories. Oh, right. Actually, believe it or not, Denise, they have a lot of 2-story ones here also. And what they do, they started to do, they didn't do it in the earlier built ones, but they do it almost always now. They put an elevator in for the one on the second floor. Now, I mean, I would still want a first floor for myself. Oh, it's called Silver Nest Shared Housing. That sounds really interesting. I would love to see more about that. Georgia's bad except for the Blue Ridge Mountains. Yeah, I mean, I think my friend lives in, I don't know, could it be Congers? I have someone else who was a client of mine. When I sold the house, they moved to Peachtree. It is a great concept. That really is a great concept. Yes, that would be wonderful. And I think you have somebody then who's there. I know the dogs. The dogs are a huge issue for me. There's no question about it. And it always comes back to that. But as I said, God has to open the door for me where dogs are going to be, allowed. Yeah, I would like a 1-story. I would love something like the look of meaning hot in the summer, 55 community. Yes, yeah. Conyers? Oh, okay. That, yeah, could be. Is it near Atlanta? She's near Atlanta, someplace. Yeah. I love the look of the Hovnanian. Yeah. The ones in Kissimmee. They're wide open and beautiful. Oh, Wanda, don't. No, she's just talking about her own preference, I'm sure. I have lots of friends who live in Georgia, and they love it. They don't let you sublet if not on the lease. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's an interesting concept. That's kind of like getting your dogs or allowing your dogs to be able to go places with you if they are, what do they call them? Your, I forgot what they call them. Not companion dog, your, shoot. I can't think of it. You know, the dog, therapy dog. If it's your therapy dog, you can get them in places. So I guess it would be the same thing. No, I haven't heard if Gina moved into the house yet. I'm sure when moving in, it takes time to get everything organized. That's another thing. I mean, the actual physical part of making a move is something that terrifies me because I don't know if I have the stamina for it. That is a huge amount of work. It really is. So I don't know. It is. It really is. Because no matter what, you always wind up with a lot of boxes of stuff. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. My little guys are sort of, they're part of me. They're part of who I am. Oh well. Okay, on that note, I think I'm gonna end it tonight because number one, I'm really tired. This dating thing is exhausting. I will let you know. Oh, wait a minute. Today is only Sunday. I'll be on Wednesday for sure. Well, barring anything unforeseen. And I have the thing on Tuesday. So I'll be able to tell you about the Tuesday, and I'll be able to tell you about Wednesday lunch as well. So take care, everybody. Have a good couple of days. Thank you for all the information. I really appreciate it. And let's talk about it some more when we know a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, taxes are really hard in a lot of places. Taxes in New York are absolutely horrific. They really are. It's a very hard place to live. Oh well, it is what it is. Okay, on that note, I will say have a wonderful night. And I will see you very soon. And I'm still going to try very hard to get the other, I've got, I think, 3 videos now to try to get up. And I'm going to try to take a look at that thing about the silver. I have to look and see what you said it was. I forgot what it was, but I'll check it in the chat. So I'm going to take a look at that, and I will report back on that as well the next time. Take care, everybody. Have a great night. Bye-bye.